Lauren here for the crayon box. I have something a little bit different today. And maybe it's really similar to all my other stuff. I think it's a little bit different. Today I'm going to be doing cheap nail varnish versus nail varnish done by makeup companies versus nail varnish done by actual nail varnish companies. This is kind of to see which one fares the best and to see if the expensive ones are really worth it, and just to sort of show you that just because a nail varnish company makes a nail varnish, or because a makeup company makes them, or even because they're really cheap, they might not, necessarily be better because of the price. Might not turn out like that. Might turn out to be the completely opposite. I might just end up showing you that you need to buy expensive nail varnishes. I don't know how it's planned out yet, so we'll see. I have 3 different colours for you. I'm going to be doing white, red and silver. The idea behind this is I'm doing like a base colour, and then a really pigmented colour, and then a sort of metallic colour that's like a little bit different. Maybe, I don't know if it would be harder to make because of like metallicness, but something that's a little bit more sort of a challenge. All of them I have Poundland nail varnishes in the red, silver and white. Obviously these are Makeup Gallery Time to Shine Quick Dry Nail Colour. All 3 of them. I mean, they were £1 each, so from Poundland. To be honest, I'm not expecting that much from them, but I've never tried them before, so who knows, might be a surprise. And then I have Nails Inc, obviously, because everything I own is Nails Inc. These are just I realised that this one's a different bottle, but again, it was as close as I could get to Poundland colours, which are the ones that I bought first. These are the ones that I already had in Cambridge Terrace, Floral Street and Tate. I really like Tate. I use Tate quite a lot actually. So you can see it's like half empty. I tried to get all Natural Collection colours for the makeup brand that does nail varnish. Natural Collection is all £1.99 and that's really cheap, but I thought that like it's not Poundland and it is a makeup company making them, so maybe it would be a little bit better. But as makeup companies go, I mean, they don't do the best nail varnish ever because obviously it's really cheap, but I thought that would be a sort of better comparison. But the red one, which is Black Cherry, which is actually kind of glittery, but I didn't have a closer one. Like, I went to have a look and I couldn't get like a matte red one. They only had this glittery one in. But I also have that in white, and then they didn't have a silver, so I have 17 in silver. Quicker, slicker colour, it just says. I just think that means that like dries quicker, or maybe it's just one coat. I don't think I've ever used this one before. The Natural Collection colours, the white one doesn't have a name, but this one's Black Cherry. I'm just gonna, the rules of this game I'm gonna put them on my hands and then sort of leave them on, see how long they last. I'm not gonna use a base coat or a top coat because I want it to be just these nail varnishes. I don't want it to be a test of like how long the top coat's gonna last. I'm gonna do as many coats as it takes to get it opaque. If that's 1 coat or if that's 2 or 3, then that's fine. I'm gonna film it all and show you how it goes on and talk about sort of the brush shape and the consistency of it and things like that. And then you can judge for yourself if you think that these are worth it. I mean, I guess it's gonna be pretty obvious when I do it, but we'll see. Let's cut to the chase. I was gonna say cut to the video, but cut to the chase works as well. Okay, so the first 3 went on fine. Couple of coats, but it went on absolutely fine. The second one was a problem. The Poundland one was pathetic. It took so many coats and it was basically like useless and so watery. I mean, it went everywhere. It was so watery. The others were fine though. I really like the brush on the Nails Inc one. That went on really well. Needed a couple of coats. I thought the Natural Collection one was actually slightly whiter. I realised they were white, but it seemed whiter than the other ones. But the brush one was good, and it did last longer, but it just sort of, the overall finish wasn't as good. For the silver ones, the Poundland one had the same problem as the white. It was just so thin. I shook it up and it still sort of spilt everywhere. It didn't have this problem with the red one. It was just the white and the silver. The 17 one, I think, yeah, it was 17, went on really smooth, really well. The Nails Inc one was a lot glittery, so a lot more glittery, so it sort of took a lot longer to dry, but all of them brush shapes were pretty similar. Overall, my favourite brush shape was the white one for Nails Ink, but all of the other ones are pretty much standard and just sort of, they went on. And this is what it looked like at the start when I first took a picture of it when they'd completely dry, and please don't judge my left-handed painting skills. By the next day, the red Nails Ink had just scratched on the top loads. And none of them had chipped yet, but the Poundland ones in both the red and the white just had loads of stuff sticking to them. I don't know if they were sticky or if it was because they were like static or weird texture or whatever, but loads of things were sticking to them. It took until the 17th, which was 2 days later, for the first chip, and this was in the Nails Ink on the white, but I think this was mainly because the nail ripped, so I don't really want to count this one. With the silver Nails Ink, I think because it took so long to dry, I must have got a little nick in it or something while it was still drying, and that started sort of ripping and growing. The Natural Collection one had also worn off along the edge completely. We got our first real chip in the makeup one at about 4 o'clock that day, and the white Poundland one continued to get stuff stuck to it, and as you can see, even after all those coats, it still wasn't quite opaque. By 11 o'clock that night, the Natural Collection one was starting to chip completely. At this point, I would take the nail varnish off and start again. The little chip in the top of the Nails Ink one had also grown across again. This would be the point where I was doing my nails again. And the red Natural Collection one had also chipped away at the edge to the point where it was noticeable. Nothing happened until about 3 o'clock the next day when cracks started appearing in the Natural Collection in the silver. And then this is when I called it a day. On this hand, the white for the Poundland had cracked a lot. There was a lot of sort of veins running down it, and sort of looks like it's going to chip or peel off, and it just didn't look great. The red ones were mainly fine. The Poundland red I was really impressed with. It stayed really well. It did way better than the Nails Ink one, which just sort of scratched immediately and came off right at the edge. It was pretty much the same colour. I think it was just as good. With the Natural Collection in the white, it chipped quite a lot, and it was also beginning to crack, so neither of them were very great for the white ones. On the other hand, the Nails Ink white hadn't cracked, but it had chipped quite a lot, but I blame that on my nail ripping and sort of starting that off. The Poundland silver didn't fare very well chip-wise at all compared to the other silvers. I think the Natural Collection one probably did quite well, but the Nails Ink one did quite well as well, but because it took so long to dry, it ended up with little nicks in it and it just didn't go particularly well. Ignore my pinky finger, I just stuck a red on that one so all my nails were coloured. I think overall for the red, Poundland did the best and Nails Ink did the worst. For the white, Nails Ink did the best and Poundland did the worst, and same for the silver, Poundland did the worst and Nails Ink did the best. So in conclusion, yes, the expensive ones are probably better for the more pigmented and the base coats, but when it came to like the red, then the Poundland one was absolutely fine. I mean, you could totally go for like maybe sort of deeper colours in the Poundland collection and, you know, all of them would be fine. The best brushes were the Nails Ink ones. The ones that chipped the most were probably the Nails Ink ones, but they didn't crack at all, whereas the Poundland ones got the sort of cracky lines in them a lot. And the makeup ones were okay. They were okay. I mean, it's great if you don't want to pay loads of money for proper brand stuff, but you don't want to go for the proper cheap stuff, so I think, you know, they'll do. I hope that was useful. I mean, I don't know what the results of it are yet because I'm filming this like 2 seconds after the intro and I haven't done it yet, but whatever it was, I'm sure that was a very interesting result. If you have any requests or questions, then leave them in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I hope that was useful, and I hope you can decide what amount of money to spend on nail varnishes now. I just spend all of my money on nail varnish. Don't do that. It's not great. Bye.